Let's go. Welcome, everyone. My name is Deshone. I'm known as Deshone the Auto Advisor. This is car shopping questions and answers. We do these streams throughout the week to make sure that you have the information you need to save more money on cars than everyone else is saving. That is the big issue. A lot of people are overpaying for cars. They don't know it, but we know it. And so I spent 14 years in the car business. So now what our mission is to make sure that you have the information you need to not just save a lot of money, but also save a lot of time. You don't need to spend more than 20 to 30 minutes in a car dealership at any time to save thousands and thousands of dollars. We've proven this, and that's what we're going to be going over. So the first thing we want to do, welcome to all those on Facebook, welcome to those on Instagram, welcome on YouTube, and welcome on TikTok. I want to go over as you can start to get, as I break this down, ask your questions, and we'll certainly get to your questions as we go through it. No questions off limits. But I want you to know the 7-step process that we've been using for 3 years that I really learned I learned this from being in the car business. I worked for 5 years with Mercedes, 5 years with General Motors. And we developed a system where you can get below market deals, which will save you thousands and you can do it from home. There's only 3. In fact, the dealers want you to be inside the dealerships trying to make a deal. That is, as dealers, we have much more leverage to make a deal when you're there than we do if you're not there. So the first thing you want to unlearn today, right now, is that you don't need to be in a dealership to save thousands of dollars. In fact, the only way you're going to guarantee you save thousands of dollars is to not be in the dealership, and it's to shop from home. That sounds like what everyone would want. But there is a specific way you need to do it, because the companies that own the websites, their goal is to sell your information, make it difficult for you to shop from home, and try to get you to go into the dealerships. That is their goal. What's up, Mildred? What's going on, Lashar Custom? Good to see you, Ellie. Good to see you, Caesar, BT Thoughts. Their goal is to get you in the dealership. So you have to now realize, if you're going to win, like I'm going to be showing you a lot of people over the next hour, people like Bonita, Greg, Danielle, Eddie, Kimberly, Charles, Sean, Pierre. We'll go over a lot of these people, Zafrina, in the next hour. I want everybody who shares, hit the share button, because if you grasp what I'm trying to get across to you right now, everything when it comes to your financial world with cars is going to change. There's 3 prices everyone could pay for any car. You could pay below market value, you can pay market value, you can pay above market value. Now, below market value, thank you for lighting up the likes on TikTok. Every time y'all double tap the screen, y'all run those likes up, and we appreciate you. I can't do this without you. So thank you to all of those who share. Shout out to the sharers. Below market value is where you save $5,000 to $8,000 to $10,000 on cars. 5 to 8 to 10,000. Market value, you might save 3 to 5, depends on the car. And above market value, you pay list price or above. So if we let's let the first 2 groups go into the dealership, spend their time into the dealership. We have a 7-step process that you can do it 90% from home. The first thing we need to do is we need to know in this 7 steps, are we going to buy or lease? That's the first thing we need to know. That's the first thing we need to know. Everyone who's heard you should never lease a car, type a 1 in the chat. Type a 1 in the chat. Let's take a poll. Let's see how much info we could get in 60 seconds. Who's heard you should never lease a car? Type a 1. Type a 1 in the chat. All right, I see you, Miss Bateman. Hold on. We're going to let her type a 1 in the chat. Come on, everybody. Let's get up. Listen, shake everything off. You're not going to save $5, $10, $20,000 on cars being lazy and like sitting back. You're playing, you have to lock in. We have a saying here. Lock in. Let's get to it. We're talking serious business here. We're talking. I didn't gather you here on a live to talk with you about hundreds of dollars. We're not here to talk about hundreds. I'm not interested in hundreds of dollars. I'm not interested in helping you save hundreds of dollars on cars. That is not interesting. Everything that we do here is focused on thousands. So I want to hear from the people who you were taught never lease a car. I see you, 11 Frazier, Chaplain. If you were taught never lease a car, type a 1 in the chat. Type a 1 in the chat. Okay. Miss Bateman. Okay, Chaplain. All right. You're going to see that most of the people you know were taught the same thing. That is, in my opinion, why half of the people in this country are overpaying for cars. Half. I'll put money on it. They do not lease cars. There's 17 million new cars sold a year in a healthy market. There is 45 million used cars sold in a healthy market. 17 million new, 45 million used. You can only lease a new car most of the time. 99.9% of the time, your lease is new. So when you're leasing and you learn about how to get below market leases, you're going to be driving really nice, expensive cars, $30,000, $50,000 cars. And you're going to be, when you get great deals on them, you're going to be paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars less every month than these people who are paying, or who are, hold on, I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Than these people who are out here buying these cars. That's rule number 1. We have to get this across. The first step in the book, I have a book that is doing very well. It's very highly rated. Thank you to everyone who's reviewed it. The first step in the book is the 8-year rule. The 8-year rule. If you're not buying a car to keep it at least 8 years, you should be shopping for a below market lease. I just picked up a $54,000 vehicle. $54,000 QX. QX60. I gave them $1,200. My payment's $499 a month. Every lease I've ever had has been what we call a 1% lease deal. We can't, when you have, we'll get to that. I see you have bad experience leasing. We're going to get to that. I'm glad you said that. Remind us to come back to that. Nothing we can't get to the next stuff. We can't get to how to shop dealers and get thousands off until we get past knowing we should be leasing cars if we're not keeping them 8 years. This is rule number 1. I'm paying $499 for a $54,000 car. Deshone, well, I drive 15,000 miles per year. Well, if I wanted to drive 15, I would be paying, instead of $499, I'd be paying probably $530, and I'd be driving 15,000 a year. Deshone, well, I drive 18,000 a year. Okay, I'd be paying probably $560, and I'd be driving 18,000 miles a year. It's not about how much you drive. The people who taught you about leasing, they owe you money. They have cost you thousands and thousands of dollars that you can never get back, unfortunately. But I'm the bad news first person. I'm not the person who says, oh, you're doing so good, let me help you do better. No, I have to tell you, you are overspending by $200 to $500 per month because you don't understand leasing. $200 to $500, and you're driving older cars 3-year-old cars, 5-year-old cars, 7-year-old cars for the same prices, where if you just learn how to get great lease deals, you could be driving them with no money down. Let's get this out the way. Everything I'm teaching is in my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. We are talking about step 1, the 8-year rule. If you are not buying your car to keep at least 8 years, you should be shopping for a below market lease deal, not a purchase. And you're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars just doing that. Before we talk about getting great deals, shout out to Facebook. Y'all quiet on Facebook and YouTube. Type 1s on Facebook and YouTube. Let me see where y'all at on Facebook. Let me know if you are clear, you're following what I'm saying so far. Type 1s in the chat. Leasing versus buying is the thing that has probably cost you the most money in your life on cars. More money than not being a good negotiator. Leasing versus buying has cost you more money than that. You're not keeping your cars 5 to 8 years. Instead of 17 million new cars a year sold in America, that number, 17 million, that number should be like 35 million. Because people are not keeping cars. They should not be tying up their money in cars. Let me give you an example. Stay by your keyboard, answer this question that I'm about to ask you. You go today, you drop $35,000 on a car, on a used car. Let's say it's a 3-year-old car, $35,000 on a 3-year-old used car. What is that $35,000 cash that you put in that car? What is that car going to be worth in 5 years? That $35,000 used car. What is that cash worth in 5 years? Throw some numbers out there. Let's go. Come on. I know I have some smart people on here. Let me talk to this. Let me talk to the people who, you don't have to be a genius to follow what we're talking about here. I would stand the reason that if we have some high schoolers on here, this is your first time buying a car, you're gonna learn more than our parents ever learned on this short conversation we're having. But I need you to tap in. All right, I see you. $5,000. I see you. $8,000. I see you. Enjoy life. $15,000. Okay, so check this out. So $35,000 that you trapped in a car, $35,000 that could have been in a piece of real estate, $35,000 that could have been in the stock market. It's trapped in a car. Not only when you go back in 5 years, can you not take the 35,000 out? It's not even 35,000 anymore. It's now worth 5 or 10 or 15. The depreciation is drastic and it's unforgiving. And the only people who should be buying cars are people who are keeping them until the wheels fall off. 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Because that's how you get your money's worth out of them. You can't put 35 into a vehicle. It drops in value to 12. And then that's when you go and trade it and you do it again with another vehicle. This is how you are structuring your deals. And this is why, besides not saving the money, we haven't even gotten to that step yet. Getting the money off and the discounts. We have to understand structure first. I leased my first car. I was 22 years old. I was leasing a $20,000 or $21,000 Pontiac G6. I was paying $256 a month. It was the best thing in the world. How many of you, as your first car, instead of you paying $400 or $500 a month, or instead of having some $200 or $300 a month hoopty, or instead of buying some $1,500 a month cash vehicle, would have liked to have it where you could drive a new car for $256 a month plus your insurance? Maybe your parents help you out with the insurance. Maybe your parents pay the $200 a month, $200-300 a month, whatever it's good, the $200 a month insurance, and you pay the car payment. This could be better than you putting your child who's in college in a 10-year-old Honda that might still end up breaking down. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. Look at India. India got the Hyundai Elantra Limited for $365 a month. Look, the Hyundai Elantra Limited with the leather, 36 months, $12K, $365 a month, no money down. Look, this is what we do. She ain't going to a dealership to get that done. She gets it done from home, making dealers bid, but she's not getting $365 a month unless she has a phenomenal way to get below market leases. $365 a month, no money down. It's people, it's some of you are paying $500 a month for your car payment. If we be honest, if I ask, what is, throw out some numbers. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. I don't want to embarrass anyone. I know I know. I'm in the industry. I've been in the car business since 2016, since 2006. I know what the data says. I know what the data says. I know what the average car payment is. These things are happening because you were never taught deal structuring. You were taught by a bunch of people who never understood leasing that, hey, don't tie up that car, you're renting it. You want to buy that depreciating asset that's going to be worth half of what you're buying it for in 3 years. It's going to be worth 70, it's going to be worth 25% of what you're buying it for in 6 years. And then after that, it's going to be worth probably about 10%, 15% of what you bought it for. But then it just stays there. It'll never go below 10, 15%. It'll stay worth $5,000 forever. It could be 12 years old. It's going to still be worth, $3,000. That's the whole point. That's when you beat depreciation. That's when you buy your cars. That's your goal. You buy your cars. You don't lease your cars if that's your goal. But you should not, if you're not ready for maintenance and long-term care and investing in your vehicle and paying and keeping it a long time, then you're spending thousands of dollars buying these vehicles. You should not be buying them. Okay, so all of this is laid out in my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home. We're going to get to some questions. We know we got a lot of questions. I see you all. We're going to get, Dolan's going to start pulling your questions in about 2 minutes. So you can type your questions now. Hang on, Dolan, not quite yet. Everything we're talking about, that's step 1 in the Cars from Home 7-step process. So step 1 is the 8-year rule. And if you're not buying your car to keep it 8 years, you should be shopping for a below market lease. If you're keeping it at least 8 years or more, you should shop for a purchase. My new digital book spells out our entire system. It's the ultimate blueprint to do it yourself. Car buying, leasing, new cars, used cars from home. Hence why the name is called Cars from Home. So you can get a copy of it. It's normally $97. You can get a copy as part of my welcome offer to you. You can get it for 75% off, but it's only for 30 minutes. So you can get to my TikTok bio. As long as the timer hasn't hit 0, click the button in my TikTok bio. There's a link there in my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments. And as long as you get there before the 30 minutes, you get a copy of Cars from Home. 7 steps to saving time, money, and avoiding dealerships for $24 instead of the $97. Now, as soon as you pay, make sure you screenshot the thank you page. There's a big, it says screenshot this page because some of you type your email incorrectly. And then we can't email your book because you typed the email wrong. So you'll have my support team's email. They're there Monday through Friday. Reach out to them, get your book, but try to type your email in correctly. We deliver a lot of books. The system works. And you'll also, on that same page, have the link to open the book. So you might want to save it right there to your phone or to your computer. So you'll get it, 2 ways. Okay, so go grab your copy before the 30 minutes is up. You get it for $24 instead of the normal $97. Now, $97 is still worth every penny. This will be the most valuable book, one of the most valuable books financially you've ever owned. That is my guarantee. And you can read the reviews online. Okay, let's go, Dolan. Bring in the first couple questions. You guys can start typing. Start typing your questions if you have them, and we'll start getting to as many as we can. When the lease was up, took the car in. They said I wasn't qualified to purchase the vehicle, yet they sold me another used car. Later was sued for damages for a car I never had. There's a couple things here that look pretty bad. Let's start from the beginning. When the lease was up, took the car in, they said I wasn't qualified to purchase the vehicle. So if you had some credit challenges, you may have not been qualified to buy that vehicle with a traditional bank. But they maybe they tried to put you in a car that you didn't want, that they could get you approved on. And so what happens is, you didn't want the car, but that's the only car they can get you the loan on. And so that ends up being a bad experience for everyone, because you're now taking a car, you didn't see the market, you didn't see your options, and now you have a bad loan. You don't have a chance to shop the market. Part of why you're overspending, and this is the case for many people, you're not shopping the market. You're not seeing 5 to 7 offers for your loans. You're not seeing 5 to 7 offers before you buy a car. You're not seeing 5 to 7 offers before you trade your car. That's most of the problem. You're not shopping the market. This is all things that can be done from home. That's what we teach, but it's simple to do. You just have to unlearn that old process of what you were taught. So yeah, it just seems like from the get-go, you should have been following a plan of someone that doesn't have perfect credit, and then you would have followed whatever options you had, whatever your best options would have been at that time. That would have been the plan for you. But it should be things that a person with 720, a person with 700, a 700 score can qualify for most leases. A person with a 600 score can't. So the person with a 600 score should not have the same plan as the person with the 700 score. That's why in my digital book, there are paths for people who have the 600 score, for people who have the 800 score, for people who want to pay cash. Everyone's plan is not the same. But yeah, that was the first thing. You should have been moving on a path at this particular point. I don't know if you had a chance to recover your credit, but if you need a car, you would still be shopping for a path of a person who doesn't have good credit. There are options for you. The goal is to not, overpay for your loan, your car and your loan. When you have bad credit, you're going to pay a high interest rate, but that should be the only thing you pay for. You can still get a great price on the car. You should get a below market price on the car, but a high interest rate. And that's not what happens. Most of the time, you go and you pay a high interest rate, and then the same car you could have gotten for $18,000, you pay $20,000 for it. So you give the dealer $20,000 and a high interest rate. You should have found that car for $18,000 and then just paid the high interest rate. You got to separate your loan from the car purchase. So these are things that we teach in a step-by-step manner. But, there's a lot there. You need a plan. Stop winging it. Stop winging a 5-figure transaction. Go ahead, Dolan. If I lease a 2020 Toyota RAV4, what should my payment and residual be? We don't focus on residual. We do shop the payment according to the 1% rule. So everyone who's savvy with leases understands the 1% rule. For those of you who don't know what it is, if your lease payment is 1% of the MSRP or less, no money down, you have a steal. So if you're looking at a $30,000 car, if your lease payment is $300 a month or less, it's a steal. It's a steal. There's incredible value when you add up all of those payments, the amount you paid to drive that vehicle is going to be incredibly low. Incredible deal. That's the 1% rule. Now, we estimate a good deal to be 1.25. 1.5 is where we cap it. So I created the 1.5% rule when it came to bad lease deals, because we knew about the 1% rule, but we didn't know about bad lease deals. And I just saw, especially during the pandemic, but almost any time, people driving around with leases and they've overpaid for them. And now they don't see any benefit in leasing. They say, well, I might as well just buy, because the payment I'm paying is almost the same as a purchase. Yeah, that's because you overpaid. It shouldn't be that way. I'm paying $499 a month for my Infiniti QX60. That vehicle to purchase on a 6-year loan, even a 5-year loan, $54,000 vehicle, say big discount, let's say 50, 45, that's $900 a month minimum with no money down. Minimum. I'm paying $499. It's not even close. So yeah, when you're not getting below market lease deals, you can't. Yeah, you drive. Now if I took that same price and I put the 1.5% rule in, where you take the MSRP, you take the total MSRP. Whenever you look at a vehicle that you're thinking about leasing, you want to take the total MSRP. Let's say it's $40,000, and then we know what the 1% rule would be: $400 a month. So 1% rule would be $400 a month. That means if I could get that vehicle, no money down, 12,000 miles per year, $400 a month. Now I want to go to the 1.5% rule. Take that same 40,000, multiply it by 0.015. That's 600. So 600 is the max where I'm walking away from the deal. There's no value there if it's above 600. It's just no value. We add up all of those payments, $650 a month times 3 years. We never do a 4-year lease. We're paying too long for a vehicle that we're giving back. Too long. So these are the parameters we use to make sure, to guarantee that we're getting the best deals in the market. Now we got the 4. So now what I would do if I'm looking at a $40,000 vehicle, I know that my range for a deal is $400 to $600 a month. That's what I know. No money down. I'm looking for that deal to be somewhere between 4. Now, you're not going to look. You have to. We do it easily because we shop from home. You got to get 5 offers to know what the bottom of the market is. You're going to hear me. You're going to hear us discuss here in this community, because this is a community. We've got thousands of people who've used the Cars from Home system for the last 3 years since we came to TikTok. This is a community. But there are people who take it more serious than others. And the people who take it more serious than others, they get way better deals. See, you can't get, let's look at Zafrina. Zafrina got a 0.88% lease. This is one of the best lease deals I've ever seen. Look, it's a $66,000 truck, $65,950. So $66,000 truck, she's paying $579 a month. So if she went in and her goal was to pay 1%, if she would have went in and said what Deshone said, because I never did, that my goal should be 1%. No. Then she would have went in, she would have left out paying $659 a month, $660 a month would have been her payment at 1. That's 1%. She got almost $100 less than that, because you have to shop the market. Maybe the best deal is 1%. Maybe it's 1.2. Maybe it's 1.4. But the only way for you to know the best deal in the market is you have to see other higher offers. When you're sitting here, and this is the peace of mind you're going to have using the Cars from Home system. When you're sitting here and you're looking at 5 offers or 7 offers, you are going to love how easy it is to pick the best offer. It's beautiful. all you're doing is looking at those 5 to 7 offers. When we're looking at used cars, we're looking at used cars and, narrowing it down to our top 5. And we're looking at the price range from the low side of the market to the high side of the market. And we pick the best one. When we're looking at new cars, we're getting 5 to 7 offers from home using a computer, talking to these dealers through their website. Never got to talk to them, just sending them what we want and communicating with them by email. You need a separate email to do this because you don't want dealers mixing with your personal email, and you're getting 5 offers, maybe 7. And next thing you know, you're like Sean and you're like Zafrina and you got a 0.88% lease. Or Sean got 20,000. Kimberly got $20,000 off of her Maserati that she was bought. Look, this was one of her offers. You can't see this on TikTok, but if you're on Instagram, on Facebook, or on YouTube, you can see this. This was one of Kimberly's offers. People out here struggling in dealerships. Please help us, please. Struggling. Look at what she's doing from home. $86,000 Maserati. Total savings, $20,700. Saving more money from home than somebody could ever negotiate. This is how you get the best deals. It happens from home. So everything that we're teaching, everything we're talking about is in my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's already 5-star rated. You can Google it. Thank you to everybody who has taken the time to review the book, to rate it on Goodreads. It does mean a lot. And the book's normally $97. It's a digital book, so you can have it in your inbox immediately. But as part of my welcome offer, you can get your copy for 75% off, which is $24. But it's only for 30 minutes. So if you get to my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, we have or the Facebook comments, you can get your copy for $24. Now, also what you'll see there is for those of you who prefer a done with you type learning, you would rather work together with me, there's an option in there for you guys to look into that. Depends on, now everyone's not going to qualify for that. In my book, that's the blueprint for everybody. Bad credit, high mileage drivers. Ask questions because we haven't, Dolan, I know you got more questions, so we'll get to them. But hold on, keep that there. But I want you to know the blueprint for bad credit is different, than the blueprint for high mileage drivers. If you drive 18, 20,000 miles per year or more, there's specific things you cannot do. You're losing way more money. Way more money. Thank you, Sailor Moon fan. Great cartoon, by the way. Great name. You're losing way more money than the average person is losing. All of the losses I just talked about, you high mileage drivers, you are losing thousands more than the normal people because you're depreciating the car way faster than everyone else is. So there's specific strategies on how you want to approach your car purchase in there. Negative equity. Some of you bought cars in the last 3-4 years that you need to replace or you're trying to replace, and you have, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 in negative equity. That's a specific strategy. Some people don't have to deal with that baggage. So this is why the book, the blueprint, is everything you need to get below market deals. But for those of you who would like to shop with me and look at coaching, you see me share a lot of the people who work with me in our Facebook group. We have over 1,500 people in our Facebook group in the last 3 years. You can get that information by clicking the same link in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments. But you're going to click the link that says shop with me, Deshone. So other than that, let's bring in, but that wraps up your question. We don't focus on residuals. We focus on shopping by the percentage when we're shopping for a lease. Specifically, we are focused on shopping by the percentage. When we review our offers, we're reviewing them by the percentage in comparison to the 1% rule. Okay, great question. Go ahead, Dolan. Shout out to the sharers. Shout out to everybody who's hitting the like button. We appreciate you. Let me take some time and shout out the sharers on TikTok is the only platform that shows me the sharers. Thank you, Denisha Gills. Appreciate you sharing. Elizabeth Lewis, thank you for sharing. Appreciate you, Baby Skate. Thanks for sharing. Silas Richardo, thanks for sharing. CJ, thank you for sharing. Cookie Monster, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, thanks for sharing the broadcast. If anybody else shared, I appreciate it. But TikTok, that's the only, they're the only ones that show me the names of the people who shared. Okay, what Wilfredo, still reading the book, by the way. Awesome. We'll pull, if he had a question, let's pull that in as well. All right, Jaleesa speaks. Is there any car brand that you would deem to be most liable and or the best long-term investment for transportation? Well, there's several that have a history of long-term reliability. Honda and Toyota, they have led the quality, two things, quality and low cost of ownership. They've led those charts for so long, Honda and Toyota. Now, if you say, well, you want to go with something a little more fancy, then you would go Acura and Lexus, which is Honda and Toyota's luxury brands. Now, at the same time, if you're open to other vehicles that have a long warranty, Kia and Hyundai have the longest warranty in the industry, and they're making some incredible vehicles lately. They're really, really penetrating the market. I mean, Hyundai and Kia they've become, probably from sales wise, Mazda, the growth of those three brands has been incredible, and it's because I think they put a lot of quality into. They try to put a lot of quality into the vehicles. Their styling is great. They're leading when it comes to how they style and design their vehicles. But but we would not make a decision. This is part in our 7-step process, in the Cars from Home 7-step process. We have a step 4 is something we call shopping, not buying. And we do a quality assessment on these vehicles because any vehicle could have bad DNA. Bad DNA means it's going to have problems because that's the way it was made. And it has a high likelihood of having problems because that's the way it was made. You know, if the 2022, and this is year specific, who's heard never buy a vehicle the first year they make it? Who's heard that? This is a saying that, you know, it was wisdom from back in the day. Who's heard that? Never buy a vehicle the first year that it comes out. Who's heard that? Okay, so this is a common thing. So now when you consider, well, you don't even want to buy a vehicle the first year the transmission is, you know, if a vehicle has a new transmission, if a vehicle has a new engine, if a vehicle has a new suspension or steering system, all of these are things that could be problematic. So that's why we always want to check and type in the specific name and the year of the vehicle we're looking at. So Jaleesa, if you're looking at the Cadillac XT6, you would type in 2020, whatever the year is, 2022 Cadillac XT6. If you're looking at a new one, you would type in 2024, 2025 Cadillac, 2026 Cadillac XT6. That is what you're doing. And you're then putting reliability. So 2025 Cadillac XT6 reliability. You know, that's going to tell you if there's any public data that should be alarming, any red flags. You're just going to skim the first page of Google. Once you skim the first Google page, that'll tell you what you need to know in most cases. Just look at the articles. Do you see anything that, you know, stands out? You know, electric problems, you know, lower than average reliability scores. You want to do this for reliability and initial quality. 2024, 2025, 2026 Cadillac XT6 initial quality. This is so simple. These things I'm telling you, because we get cars in 90 minutes, 2 hours. We get these deals. Listen, everyone's not taking a long time. When they're using, look at Ansley's deal. He said, I started the process Saturday, accepted a deal Monday. If you're car shopping and you like, I need a car in 3 days or in a week, that's what we do here. We're the best in the world because we are masters of comparison shopping. Masters of comparison shopping in a very short period of time. But these are 5-minute things we do to check to make sure we don't go out and get a great deal on the car, great price on the car, and then the car is in the shop every 4 months. Every 4 months, the dealer has to send a flatbed, or the roadside assistance has to send a flatbed to pick up the car. So when we look at, long-term Honda, Toyota, but if you're open to other brands, there's several brands that have, really tried to enter the long-term race of making great vehicles, putting a 10-year warranty on their vehicles, which is unheard of. That's Hyundai and Toyota. I mean, Hyundai and Kia. And then, but each vehicle you would check in specifically, independent of everything else, you're checking each vehicle to see what the write-ups are on that vehicle, not just the brand. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Brand new to you and you're live. Welcome. What's a basic credit score needed to start with a lease? Usually, I would say above 660. You can, but it's not just score. If it's profile. So let's say you are 660. One of the strongest things that you can have on your profile is on-time car payments. When people see on-time car payments, banks feel much more comfortable. If you were just paying $400 a month for 2 years on time, they feel much more comfortable giving you a $400 a month lease payment. Now, another thing, you're not wait, let me go here first. So if you have a strong profile, which is one of the heftiest things is a on-time car payments for the last 2 years, or high income, predictable income, high salary, high income. So you got a 640 score, but you make 120,000. That's part of your profile. But I like to see people get out of that manipulation zone. That manipulation zone is anywhere from 660 to probably about 650 to 680. Once you see that manipulation, they might tell you didn't get approved tier 1. That's why you got to have backup offers. So if somebody tells you didn't get approved tier 1, they might say, oh, the payment goes up $100, but it's not supposed to go up $100. Maybe it's not even supposed to go up. They're just taking a shot at you because they know you don't know better, but you got a second offer. Hey, well, look, I got to check with the second offer. Can you call and see? And we do all of this from home. I even have a script in my book for what to say when they tell you you're not approved tier 1. Now, I don't have many scripts. Most of the scripts we use, if not all of them, are for talking to managers. We're not speaking to car salespeople. So we are using scripts. The only time we're speaking with car salespeople is if we're setting up a test drive. And once we set up that test drive, that's it. Obviously, when we come in to pick up the car, a car salesman is going to help us. But all of our everything is done from home. Nothing is done with salespeople. And really, there's no talking. So if you're somebody who you don't like talking, you don't want to try to remember what to say, then the Cars from Home system, you're just like the people who've come before you. Teddy, none of these people like talking to dealers, going to dealers. Look, Jen, Rosalie, You know, I think we get a balance of men and women. Tasha, Pierre, Ansley, you know, and you see that you could see their deals. You know, some of you could see their deals. So the point is, you know, all of this is in the blueprint that I wrote. It's called Cars from Home. It's my new digital book, Cars from Home: 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. We spent a lot of the first 20 minutes talking about the first step in our process, which is leasing versus buying. If you missed that, you could go watch the replay on some of these other platforms. You cannot get great deals if you don't understand. Stop buying cars if you're not keeping them 8 years. You are losing thousands and thousands of dollars. There's no way. We went on it. You know, we'll go deep on it on another stream, but you can watch the replay. There's no way for you to get a great deal. That's probably why some people are asking about, wanting to make sure that they have the credit to lease, because that's what we spent the first 20 minutes really hammering, is that, in my opinion, I think 30% of the population is buying when they should be leasing, just because they don't understand it. They don't understand how to structure their lease, pick the correct mileage, and they don't understand how to shop for leases to make sure they don't get they're not overpaying for a lease. So, but yeah, everything is laid out in my book, step by step. You're going to know exactly how to get below market lease deals, below market new cars, below market pre-owned cars. These are different strategies. Bad credits in there. You don't have to worry. You have an exact path for if you have bad credit, high mileage, negative equity. And normally the book's $97, but as part of my welcome offer, you can get yours for the next 30 minutes for $24, 75% off. That's my welcome offer for 30 minutes. So go grab yours. In my TikTok bio, there's a link. My Instagram bio, there's a link. The YouTube comments or the Facebook comments, get there before 30 minutes. You got your copy for $24. You can see by the reviews, if you Google the book and read the reviews, the book is worth every bit of $97. But, if you get there before 30 minutes is up, $24 is better. Make sure as soon as you pay, you screenshot the thank you page. Sometimes you type your email wrong. We're going to email you a copy, but we have a great email system, but sometimes the email is wrong. Make sure you check your spam for the book. Sometimes if you don't see that book in 5 minutes, check the spam or the junk folders. But then you'll also have my support team. As soon as you buy the book, screenshot that page that has my support team's email. Monday through Friday, reach out to them, and they'll make sure you get your book. You also, lastly, as soon as you pay, there's a link for you to open your book right on the page there. It'll say, click this link to open your book, and you can save it right to your phone or to your computer. Okay, for those of you who want to look at shopping and seeing if you qualify to shop together with me, we have a program where you can just go to those same links and you can hit Shop with Deshone, see if you qualify, and watch that short video, and then we'll let you know if we can work together in a different learning format. We always like to say, we're going to make sure the information is available for you, but everyone learns differently. Some people, you're a do-it-yourself person. Some people, you're a do-it-done-with-you person. You like to do things with community. That's why we have over 2,000 people with you that have come before you. We have over 1,500 people in our private Facebook group. We have dozens of people on our private Zoom calls. That might be better learning style for you to learn the Cars from Home system. It doesn't matter. You might be able to just sit and watch the lives and just watch our live stream, put it together, piece it together, and you're getting below market deals that way. It doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that you have what you need to get below market deals. All right. Go ahead, Dolan. Let's go. If asked, would you go with someone to purchase a vehicle? So we actually we're testing a new program. It's not even a test. We've tested it already twice in the last 3 years. We have to make sure. We had to make sure before we launched this done for you solution that we had the team and the staff. So that program is not a program that we can let everyone into, and it's not a program. It's sometimes we're going to have to close it because we can only take a few people at a time. But if you go to those links, you'll also see a button that says shop for me. You can also visit the same links in my YouTube comments, Facebook comments, the TikTok bio, or the Instagram bio. You'll see a button that says shop for me, and that you can book a call. You book a call with the team and see if you qualify for the shop for you. So as I said, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for anyone to be overpaying for cars at this particular point. You have tons of free information that I'm going to put out. You can get your questions answered on this stream. You can write all of this stuff down. You can watch 30 live streams, piece it together, and you will get the same deals that you're seeing a lot of people get that I share, and the same deals I'm going to get. Or you could get the blueprint, get your copy of Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships, and you have the written blueprint, step by step, for all types of car deals, leases, purchases, new cars, everything. Or we could do it for you, or we could do it with you. There's no excuse for you to be out here having anxiety concerning car buying anymore and overpaying and having buyer's remorse. Okay, go ahead, Dolan. Do you have to have a long credit line to lease a car? No, again, like I said, you want to try to be between you want a minimum, you want to try to be between 650 and 680. That's going to help you qualify for most mainstream lease programs. But the stronger your profile, if you have a car payment that you've paid on time for 2 years, or you have a home mortgage, that's going to, in the 650 to 680 range, that's going to really help you to stay out of the manipulation zone. Anything above 680 though, you're usually getting tier 1 no problem on most leases. So yeah, great question. Go ahead, Dolan. Thank you for running the lights up. Every time y'all tap the screen on TikTok, you'll see those lights continue to go up. And TikTok tells more people about the show, brings more people to the stream. We help more people save money. And we help people unlearn what the car business has been programming us to do for all of these years. So thank you. Continue to double tap the screen every time you hear something that you like. And, hitting the like button does matter. Appreciate you. And shout out to the sharers. Welcome to the new followers. I see you. Welcome, R. Timmel. I see you. Welcome to the community. Toy for real. Thank you. Welcome to the community. Luna, Oz, welcome to the community. I see you. Cam, welcome to the new followers. Shout out to the people who just followed the movement. All we care about here is making sure that you pay less than everyone else for cars. Hi from Mississippi. Good to see you. Shout out to hi from New Jersey. Great to see you. Hello, Mississippi. All right. Is the last week of the year a good time to get a good deal on a car? It's a good, no. And let me tell you this, yes and no, but I'm going to say most. Here's the thing. Car dealerships, we have made a fortune with marketing. It's one of the best marketed businesses in the world is a car dealership. It's regional marketing, it's nationwide marketing, on the radio, billboards, television, social media. It's so good, and it makes people think, come in at the end of the month, come in during the holidays, you're going to somehow get a better deal. The problem with that logic is this. The deals that you see, look, when I share deals like India's deal, $365 a month on her limited. When I share Milligan got a $27,000 discount on her vehicle. $27,000 discount. These are not deals. These are deals. Now, listen close to what I'm about to say. This is very important. These are deals that the dealers only accepted because at that particular moment, they were a little desperate. At that particular, look at Milligan's deal. I'm zooming in on it. $79,000 vehicle, Her adjusted price is $51,359. If you can see it up on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can see it. 27. This was a deal where at that particular time, the dealer was a little desperate. It's the same thing with everybody else. Same thing with Ansley's second car that he got his BMW. Jen, everybody that I see, we're positioned. So what is the, you could take that down, Dolan, that question. I'm still taking care of this one. So when it comes to the end of the month and the end of the year, you're not getting, there's no desperation. When there's 200 people, let me put it like this. Dealers know exactly how many appointments we have before the weekend ends. We go into Friday, how many appointments do we have for, if it's a holiday Monday, like a President's Day or a Labor Day or Memorial Day, we know 400 appointments. Why? Where's the desperation there? We only have a certain amount of cars. So where there's no desperation when we only have a certain amount of cars, and that's what we're doing. We have this many people. There's no desperation. That's why you're not getting a better deal when you have somebody right behind you who could pay more money for that car if you don't accept the price. Hey, listen, Mr. Jones, sorry if you don't want the car at this price, but look, you see we got a showroom full of people. It's a big sale. We got people walking out. There's nobody to help them. Listen, if you don't want the car, no problem. You can think about it. They're rushing. There's no desperation. The car business has done a great job of doing that on Saturdays, holidays, end of the year. They're going to pack the showrooms. They're going to sell their cars. There's no desperation there. All right. So no, this is all about what you want to do is position yourself. Let us show you how to position yourself in the market. Get the questions answered that you need answered. Make sure that whether you're buying a new car, used car, or a lease, you are positioned and you know the market. You've seen the 5 to 7 options so that you know you are paying less than everyone else. You're guaranteeing it. You're not hoping. You're guaranteeing it. There's a very big difference between using the Cars from Home system to shop the market so that you can guarantee savings, guarantee the biggest discount, than going in and negotiating with one dealer or 2 dealers. We're going to show you how to negotiate online with 25 dealers without ever talking to them. We're going to show you how to look at used cars like we're shopping on Amazon and narrow it down. And then verify if there's any fake sellers or bogus sellers that are charging, fake fees that they shouldn't be charging. We do all of this from home. Your power is home. So all of this is in my new digital book. You can get your copy as part of my welcome offer for 75% off. It's normally $97. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You should not be in a dealership more than 20 to 30 minutes. And we never talk numbers in the dealership. You can get your copy for 75% off, which is $24, but it's only for 30 minutes. It's normally $97. You can get to my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments. Grab your copy, 75% off. That's $24. Make sure you screenshot the thank you page so you'll have my support team's email Monday through Friday. Just in case your book doesn't come, you type your email wrong, you have my support team's email. But that email is not for questions. It's just for you making sure you get your book. All right. So let me hop off. Great live today. Great chat. We went deep on a lot of subjects. I look forward to seeing all of you inside. If you're working with us, I look forward to seeing you on the next stream. And God bless you. Keep up the great work. And let's keep unlearning and relearning so we can keep this money in our bank account. Keep these thousands in our bank account and out of these cars. All right. God bless y'all.